And somebody needs to be let in, okay? So, welcome everybody to week 1 of Drive to Director. I am so excited that you guys have opted into this program. It is honestly something that I have been wanting to do for a while. And I actually spoke with Felicia Rhodes, who is a STAR director. She is going to be speaking tonight. I spoke with her and another STAR director, Whitney Hebel, and I was like, I think I'm going to do this. Can you guys help me out? So I'm really excited. This is a push for me as a leader because I've never done a program like this before. I have been a part of programs like this. So I hope this is for you guys what the Drive to Directors I've been a part of have been for me. My hopes with this is that you guys are going to get the leadership skills, tips, tricks, the ins and outs from myself and from other leaders that I have guest speak on this. And if you are on Felicia's team, welcome as well. I know she added a few of you guys. So real quick, I'm going to introduce myself. Amber Willoughby. I am in Wilmington, North Carolina. I just hit Superstar Director last month, a feat to faith. So that, if you guys were on the team meeting last night, it still freaks me out to say that, but I guess I need to get used to it. So very, very excited about that. Very excited to see you guys hungry. We have 31 people on here. That's incredible. I know you guys, there are several of you who just want more for your business, and I promise you that that is what you're going to get through this program. What I need from you is that if you have opted into this program, that you show up on the weeks to come, okay? Because it's real easy right now, and there's going to be a hype, but make sure you're continuing to show up because each week I have a new guest speaker. We have new content that we're going to talk about, and that's where I'm going to go real quick. So one of my biggest things is if it is important to you, you will show up, okay? It's not about recognition. It's not about, me looking down the thing and saying, oh, Cassandra's on here. Oh, Desi's on here. It's not about that. This is about you showing up as a leader and you wanting more for yourself, okay? It all starts with you and it starts with you showing up. So if you are not showing up and you're making excuses for yourself, that's going to be the first halt in your journey to director. And that's very plain and simple. Driving down a road and you hit a pothole and you go flying off into the woods, okay, that's where you're stopping. When you put excuses in your mouth and you put excuses in your head, you're stopping yourself from what is on the other side of that, okay? I'm not saying it's going to be easy the whole time. Not saying that at all. It has not been easy for me the past 4.5 years. It has not been easy for Felicia on her journey as well. I'm not by any means saying that, but the tips that I hopefully give you guys through this program are going to help you when you do get to those stopping points and you're like, what do I do now? Okay. But the first thing is showing up, and I'm so proud of you guys for showing up for yourself and wanting to learn more. If you were on my call last night for the team meeting, I let you guys know that the word can't needs to get out of your vocabulary. It's a very, very binding word. So if and I told you guys last night, so I know we have a bunch of you on that were not on last night. When I started teaching, second year of teaching, they asked me what my teaching philosophy was. And I said, I don't want my students to say the word can't, okay? So I had literally a sheet of paper that I wrote the word can't in, and I put a circle around it, and then I did this, if my pen wants to work, okay? And I crossed it out. And I taught my children that we do not say the word can't in my classroom, okay? Because then you're putting a stopping point on yourself, okay? You're putting a period where there should be a comma or a semicolon. Don't put that in your way, okay? So if you don't learn anything else, do not ever tell yourself that you can't do something. Just don't do it to yourself. That's going to be the devil trying to get into your brain and trying to throw you off of where you're supposed to be, okay? So Next thing, real quick, before we're going to just open it up with some opening reflections. Expecting your team to show up when you're not showing up for trainings like this is not okay, okay? If you are leading the way and you are paving this path for success, it starts with you showing up. If you're expecting your team to do A, B, C, and D, you better be showing up as well, okay? That's one thing that I learned from Chloe at a very, very early point in my business. If I expected my one teamie or my 6 teamies or my lead and above to show up to something, I had to be willing to show up to. Guys, I'm human. 8 o'clock I know is very late to start a program, but this is what time makes sense for all of you that are mothers, all of you that have to get kids to sleep, all of that. So that being said, I hope you all have a piece of paper and a pen with you, because I am going to, now we're going to just like start out with a reflection. I want you to reflect on your business real quick, okay? First question, I want you to write down what you are currently doing in your business, okay? So this month, and I'm doing the exact same thing. I have this written down for myself. I want you to write down what you're doing with your PRV right now, how many parties you have booked right now, and how many sponsoring conversations you have been having. We are on day 6 of October, okay? I think the 6th, yes. So take a minute or two to write that down. I'm doing this activity with you guys as well. Okay. And the whole reason I'm doing this is because if you cannot be honest with yourself and you can't write it down on a piece of paper, you're not going to know a starting place, okay? If I'm asking you this, and you guys are all leads and above, if I'm asking you this and you don't even have any PRV right now, that's a problem. If I'm asking you this and you don't have any parties going on or parties to come, that's a problem. That means you don't know where your PRV is coming from. If you are not having conversations, your business is not open, okay? Be honest with yourself. We're not sharing this or anything. The next question, what systems do you currently have in place? What systems do you currently have in place? I'm talking about systems for follow-ups, systems for PRV, systems for organization, any type of system that would make your life easier and be able to be consistent with it. What systems do you currently have in place? Dream team list. That's a really big one. I talked about that last night. If you're not keeping track of stuff, you need to start doing that. So that's where that's going to open your mind right there. Next, are you having joint conversations daily? Daily. I'm not saying have 5 conversations in a week. I'm talking daily. If you want to get to director, are you having those tough conversations and keeping your business open? Are people understanding and knowing that you want to build your team? Okay, some people might look at you and they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm just going to continue buying from her forever. And they don't even know that you want to build your team. Are you having conversations daily? Okay. Last one, just a reflection. Are you currently having coaching calls with your team? Are you currently having coaching calls with your team? Okay. If you are on this training, I am hoping and praying that you have completed Guide to Growth. If you have not completed Guide to Growth, or you're like, Amber, I don't know what Guide to Growth is, you need to do this homework ASAP before next week, okay? You need to go on YouTube. You need to find OG Boss Babes. That is Chloe Cox, your upline superstar director, my sponsor's YouTube page. You need to find the Guide to Growth playlist, and you need to watch weeks 1 through 5, okay? Lots of basic information there. Do it for yourself. Pour into yourself and your business, okay? All right, so real quick, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself and my journey with Scentsy, and then I'm going to let Felicia kind of piggyback off of that. All right, so I joined in April of 2016. Chloe had been a friend of mine from college. I had been buying from her for about 2.5 years. She asked me, I don't even know how many times, to have a party, a bag party for her, to join her team. She would booby trap me, bag trap me, what she calls it, and bring a bag to my house or my apartment, and I wouldn't bring it to work. I didn't want to share it with anybody to get free and half off. It sat on my desk, and then I would give it back to her, and she's like, did you get any orders? And I'm like, no. What do you mean? I just freaking want shimmer. Like, that was my thing. I want shimmer. I need all of the shimmer. Okay. Got into the washer with. I was using a lot of Scentsy products, and I still was not using it. Okay. Teacher pay. I moved from Greenville to Wilmington, back to Wilmington, for my boyfriend at the time. My teacher pay went from 12-month pay to 10-month pay. I was not going to be getting paid during that summer. Okay. That's a problem. I had a car payment. I had bills to pay as well. I had student loans, car insurance, phone, all of that. So I was looking on the internet, and I was like, okay, like, let's be a waitress again. Amber, you are 23 years old. Let's do waitressing. That's what you know how to do. I made a Facebook post. Chloe kept posting on there. You know what I'm going to say? You know what job you need to do? And I'm like, we're not doing this. Okay. I think a week went by. She posted a pair of shoes, literally a pair of like these really cute wedges, talking about how she earned a free trip with Scentsy. Okay. I had been watching her over the years earn trips to Greece, Disney World, Mexico. And I always wanted to travel, guys. I come from a family that is an amazing family. They're fantastic. Their love language is not traveling. I love to travel, and I always wanted to travel. So that was a big thing for me. And I was like, you know what? And I thought about it, and I was like, I could maybe do this. I need my bills paid. Maybe I could earn a trip. I don't know. So I went on her website, did not even text her, joined that day, then texted her and let her know that I joined her team. She was freaking out. Okay. But she planted that seed really early on with me, that it was something that I continuously thought about, but thought that I couldn't do it. And I put can't in my head. Okay. I can't be as successful as her. I can't earn trips. I don't know how she's doing that. Okay. I didn't believe in myself at all. So I joined. I had a launch party. She came down for my launch party through a home launch party. Launch parties are key. If you all are leader above. If you're not doing the launch parties for your new people, you need to change that right now. Those new people look to you, and they need a teacher and a leader, because when you started day one, you didn't know what you were doing. Don't expect them to know what they're doing. They're baby Scentsy consultants. It's okay for them to have questions. I know it's annoying. I know it's frustrating, but that's a part of leadership. You gotta be there, okay? Launch party, I hit Shooting Star. I hit Sensational Start 3. I hit Superstar Consultant real quick, okay? I didn't know what I was doing. Those were all accidental promotions. No clue what I was doing, okay? Then, I earned, Punta Cana. Felicia and I did not know each other on that trip for whatever reason. Changed my life, seeing how much Scentsy spoils on an incentive trip. I went to leadership in New York City. I don't even know how I earned it, because that's supposed to be directors and above. They let me go on it. I hit director fall of 2017. And then I stayed stagnant for 2 years. 2 years. Wondering why I could not promote to the next level. Okay. What happened is I wasn't doing the things that I'm going to tell you guys you need to do. The systems, the digging into your downline, identifying leaders. I was not doing any of that. I was not being intentional at all with my business. I was like, oh, cool, I'm a director. Like, what now? I don't know what to do. Okay. When I changed my mindset and I started doing the things that the successful people were doing and telling me to do, I hit Star Director last fall. I just hit Superstar Director last month, okay? I want to tell you guys, I'm not telling you a place of bragging. I'm telling you this. There's validity in that. Using systems and the things that Felicia and I are going to talk about tonight are going to work because we know they've worked for us, okay? So, biggest tips, like I said, digging into your downline and identifying leaders. If you guys go on Workstation, you're all lead and above. Go on to Workstation. I can actually, no, I'm not going to share my screen because that's actual numbers and people's information. Okay, go to Workstation, reporting tab. I don't even know what it says. Performance. Go there. It's going to pop up you and every single person underneath you, okay? Double click on the PRV, okay? It's going to ascend it down like 0 and higher. And then when you click it again, it's going to pull highest PRV and down, okay? You need to consistently, it does not matter if it's your front line, your second, your third, you need to be looking at these numbers. Your identifying leaders are going to be the ones that have consistent high PRV. They are consistently sponsoring. With sponsoring, you can do the exact same thing. Hold it over recruits. Do the double tap. It'll show you, okay? Your people who are promoting, or they might not be promoting. Why are they not promoting? They might not know what they need to do to get to the next level, okay? And that's where the coaching and the leadership is really, really important, okay? So drilling into your downline, if you're not doing that, do it, okay? Kayla Justice, because I know she's on here, that's how I found her. She's a freaking rock star. She's probably going to be Star Director in the next couple of months, okay? Just because they're not right underneath you does not mean that you cannot create a relationship with them and you cannot take them underneath your wing and identify and praise them of what they're doing and ask them if they need some more help, okay? It goes a long way. I'm very blessed to have an amazing sponsor. I know some people don't have the same experience, okay? But don't let that be your excuse as to why you're not successful. Felicia Rhodes doesn't even talk to her sponsor, and she is a Star Director, okay? I'm telling you this because it's your journey, but you're in the driver's seat. You're in control of what happens. And there can't be, you can't make excuses. If you make excuses, then you ruin it for yourself. Plain and simple. You're taking away the beauty of what could be an amazing journey and a life-changing experience when you make excuses. Okay, so quote that I want you guys to let envision in your head. Muhammad Ali, I do kickboxing at 9 round. I know a lot of you guys don't know that. I love kicking and hitting things because it helps me get out all of my frustration and my anger. And so there was a Muhammad Ali quote staring at me today when I was doing one of the things. I couldn't find it, but this one was very close to it. If my mind can conceive it and my heart can believe it, then I can achieve it. Okay, I'm going to say that again. If my mind can conceive it, okay, so if you can think about this and let it really embed in your head, and your heart can believe that you can do it, then you can achieve it, okay? Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right, and that goes back to the word can't. Take can't out of your vocabulary. Coach your girls to take can't out of their vocabulary. It's very, very important. Your mindset. And I know my team in particular, we've talked about fixed mindset and growth mindset. If you have a fixed mindset and you're telling yourself, I can't do that, I'll never be successful, I'll never be a director, you're right, because you're telling yourself that. Have that growth mindset. Okay, I'm not there yet, but what can I do to help myself get there? Okay, you got to make a plan, and it starts with you and your mindset. All right. Another thing I want you guys to go ahead and identify in yourself. It's very important and extremely crucial to identify your deep-rooted why. This was a game changer for me, okay? Deep-rooted why meaning your why is sitting right here, But if it's just like I want to be able to pay my car payment, that's not really emotionally attached. Okay. That was why I joined. I wanted to pay my bills, but that wasn't going to sustain me anymore when I was able to pay that. You get what I'm saying? What is your deep rooted why? What emotions are attached to it? Okay. For me, my why has changed over the years, and it's going to continue to keep changing. Okay. So write down right now. I'm going to give you guys a minute to do that. What is your deep rooted why? Why are you doing Scentsy? What is going to keep you on the right path, and remind yourself of why you're doing this when things get hard, because they're going to get hard. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be people that are doubting that you can do it. People saying it's just wax and warmers. What do you mean you're making money with this? There's going to be obstacles, whether it's outside or it's an internal obstacles. Write down your deep-rooted why. Why are you doing Scentsy? Because every single one of you are on this call for a purpose and a reason. So what emotions do you have attached to that why? Mine has turned into, if you guys didn't know, hey, I'm getting married in 11 days. I'm getting my birth control taken out next June. Surprise. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get pregnant right away. I don't know if that's in God's plans. I want to stay home when I have my baby, if it's in the Lord's plans. Okay. I don't want to go to work anymore. I'm miserable, literally miserable. It's crazy. For those of you who do not know, I am a teacher. I'm a special education teacher. It's nuts. It's nuts. Okay. That's my deep-rooted why. I also want to give Anthony the flexibility that he's never had. He's worked since he was 14 years old, y'all. The flexibility to not have to do that anymore, to live on another person's timetable. When you have those serious whys attached to emotion and your heart, that's when dreams happen. That's when things come true, okay? Next, check your circle. You are the combination of the 5 most people you hang around, okay? If you're hanging out with negative Nancy over here, you're hanging out with, I don't know, Sarah, who can't keep her mouth shut and starts drama with everybody. Your boy over here is telling you that you'll never be anything with Scentsy. Just those 3 right there are setting you up for failure. I've been there. I've done it. I got the t-shirt. Put people in your circle and be intentional about it. Are the people that are in your circle positive? Are they pouring positivity into your being? Or are they saying, you know, since he's a joke and I don't think you're ever going to be anything with it. Okay. That's not a supportive system. Be very personal. When I was stuck at director for 2 years and wasn't going anywhere, I had a few people who I thought were my people who weren't my people, because all they kept doing was telling me, oh, that's a joke. That's not real money. They're not really doing that. I'll never hit superstar director. I don't even want to get anything above director. Okay. If you're hanging out with people like that and that's going into your brain, you're going to think that. Whether you want to or not, it's going to embed in your head. Okay. You are going to turn into the people you hang out with. Keep that in mind. Okay. I have a very nice Drake quote on my paper. Drake is phenomenal. But it says, Drake on his 12,500 square foot mansion. He said, this house was the desktop image on my computer years before I bought it. Chills. Full body chills. What does that tell you? That means that he had a vision and he had a dream and he knew what he was working towards. And that's the freaking house he bought when he made it. Y'all, me and Anthony were actually just talking about this the other day. He started off on Degrassi. He was the guy that was in the wheelchair. And now he's in like every single song you hear on the radio. Dreams come true, but you got to work for it. Okay. All right. I'm going to go off the path real quick. I talked about this last night. This is actually going to be one of your homework assignments for week 1. If you do not have an updated dream board, I don't, clearly, because this has some things I've already checked off. You're making one of these, okay? You can make them on Microsoft Word. You can make it on Canva. You can make it on Over. You can make it on a lot of different things, okay? Your vision, your dream, your why should be on your vision board. There is power in having this on a piece of paper or on the background of your phone or anything like that. You're keeping it in sight. You're reminding yourself in the hard times of why you're doing what you're doing, okay? Y'all know this is my favorite quote, don't let your dreams be dreams. You're going to take them to the grave if they're just dreams. Work towards your dreams. Superstar Director 2020, I did this last fall. Freaking out. I was like, holy cow, I just hit Star Director. Why am I putting this on here? I knew because that's scary. But guess what? I hit it last month. By the grace of God and, you know, all the tears and all the hard work was worth it. But I'm not stopping there because now I have to maintain that and go above and beyond, okay? I have this picture here because I've never earned Anthony a place in an incentive. I've been doing this for 4.5 years and I've never earned him a spot, okay? I'm this close, almost there. I'll be able to check that off. We bought a house in July thanks to Scentsy. Checked that off, okay? If these are in your sight and you're focused on them, they will become a reality. This is my Kardashian Kanye fam down here. That's what I want, okay? And I want a boat, okay? There's a lot of other things now that have come into play. So I will be updating this with you guys, but I will be going over that again. I just wanted to show you guys an example of your dream, vision, all the things. Okay. Flea, I'm gonna let you start talking about your journey with Scentsy. And yeah, I'm gonna spotlight you. Take it away.
Thank you. Hold on. Okay. Well, I wrote so many notes. I'm so happy. See, even as Star Director, and this is totally off topic, but that's going to happen quite a bit tonight with me. Even as Star Director, my notes are full. Like, fill my cup. I'm here to learn and to constantly grow and hear from anyone who's willing to teach me. And I'm going to get into more of that and like
Flea, I think you're frozen. Let's see. Is it me that's frozen? Can y'all put in the chat box if you can hear Flea?
just ended, you know, like they just went away. And I think we were more afraid of that possibility being our reality, right? We let fear set in, and personally I let fear sit in and doubt myself, and I said the word can't. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do it as good as her, and I can't do it as good as her, and I have all these friends on my on my Facebook who do it, and I just can't do it as good as them. I've been a consultant now for 4.5 years, and I've loved every second of it. There has been some days where I just want to pull my hair out, but I mean, that's life, right? That's marriage, and that's kids, and that's like anything that you do. You know, Amber went to school and got a degree to become a teacher, and she still wants to pull her hair out. Like, we can't. One of my biggest things that I tell my team is so many times people come up to a speed bump and they interpret it as a stop sign, and you let yourself stop when all you have to do is slow down and go over a speed bump, right? There's so many situations in our lives where we let fear and doubt stop us when all we have to do is slow down and get over a speed bump. So my why, I might get emotional. Y'all just have to bear with me. But I came from a crazy background. I had a very abusive mother. I never met my father, and my mother was married 7 times by the time I finally ran away and left her. And that journey was long. That journey was hard. That journey was super emotional. And then I met my husband. And we got pregnant at 17. And now my daughter is going to be 10. And it's just crazy to think about it. But I never had anything of my own, if that makes sense. You know, I went straight from an abusive mother. I ran away, moved in with my grandparents who were never there, and fell in love with my husband and got pregnant, and kind of just fell into like his family because I didn't have family. And he came from a family that was super like, I love him to death. Thank God they're not Scentsy consultants and I can speak openly. They're very overbearing, and I'm not used to that, right? I'm like warrior flea. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to be a survivor. I don't need anybody, right? And his family was not like that. They're very overbearing, and I just kind of like fell into that. I let them kind of take over, and never found like my identity. I went from broken to pregnant to another kind of family that I just didn't quite understand. And my husband, I love him to death. He has a million awards. He's a state trooper. He's a firefighter. He's EMT. He's rescued this. He's rescued that. He's certified from the top to bottom. And I never had anything for me. And at this point, we now had 2 daughters, and I had lost myself completely. I had no identity outside of taking care of children, taking care of my husband, being a wife, and being a mother. And we can't stay there. That's not who we are, you know? And I looked at my husband right before Valentine's Day, and I told him, I said, if I died, I'd have no one at my funeral except for you and your family. And at that point, I felt like they would be more sad that they didn't have someone to watch the kids and cook them dinner than the fact that I had died. And I think that broke him just as much as it broke me. And for Valentine's Day, he bought me my kit because I had been asking for like 3 years before that. And I hit shooting star. I hit certified within like my first, I think it was like 20 days. And then I hit Sensational Start Level 2. And I remember when I opened up my Sensational Start Level 2 award, my husband hung that award up next to all of his certificates. And he was proud of me. I'm sorry, guys. That's so stupid to be crying about. But I think that fueled a lot of my passion. I met friends like Amber and my girls who are on here, and even more through Scentsy, through a $99 kit that we didn't necessarily have the money for me to buy. I know for the first year of my business, I couldn't even use half-offs because every dime that I earned went to paying bills. And I didn't use half-offs because I just didn't have the money for it. And when I tell you, like, and you hear Amber say, your why has to be so deep. It can't be a pair of shoes. It can't be a bill. It can't be, like, it can't, and I'm not saying, like, those are small, because trust me, the first time that I contributed to bills, I cried, even more than I'm crying now. But your why has to be so motivating. Like, it has to literally make you excited to get out of bed and say, yesterday sucked, but today's going to get better. And the beauty about Scentsy is, let me get my eyes together here. The beauty about Scentsy is every day we get to start completely over. I have seen people who've gone through the whole month and they haven't gotten paid at title. They didn't get any orders in the last day of the month. You know, their customers came in, they pulled through, they got 500 and they got paid at title on the last day of the month. Now, I'm not saying wait till the last day of the month, y'all, come on. But what I am saying is every day, if you didn't get there yesterday, don't count tomorrow out. That's not how we do this. That's not Scentsy. So anyways, my husband, I think he got on board pretty quick just because he saw me coming to life. He saw me excited. He saw me making friends. And I know right now that if I died tomorrow, like all my Scentsy people are going to be up there and I'm not going to die alone. And that's huge for me. And that's a pretty morbid why. So don't get too freaked out. But that is my why. And now we are star directors. He is a part of my team. He is under the same consultant ID number. We are Felicia and Robert Rhodes. He's full in. He's supportive. He helps me run numbers. He does all the stuff that I don't want to do. And I think that's really important for you guys to understand is you want your spouse, you want your family, you want your significant other to be on board. Obviously, none of my personal family supports me. For a while, my grandparents who took me in disowned me when I joined Scentsy because I was supposed to be a real estate agent, and I decided that was not going to be for me. And they did not like that. It's okay that they didn't like that because that was a speed bump, not a stop sign. I had to keep going because they weren't paying our bills. They weren't bringing me joy. You have to find the things in your life that are going to bring you joy. And Scentsy has to do that. Scentsy has to bring you joy. I have enjoyed every single step of the way. I did write notes so that I kind of stayed on track. But my why is deep rooted, and that is why I am so passionate about what I'm doing because it took me 3 years to say yes. Do you guys know that if the first time someone asked me no and they did not keep asking me, I would not be their first star director within 2 years, a year and a half? That's kind of crazy, don't you think? Huge. I think that's pretty big, that if the person who asked me did not continue, it takes one person to completely change your business. And you can't just throw them out because they say no one time. It's called planting a seed. You have to nurture that seed. Currently, me and my husband are living our dream life. We have a farm. We have 3 girls. I earned one of them in Punta Cana where I did not know Amber. And we call her our lifelong souvenir. And we joke about how Scentsy owes us some child support. Just kidding. We earn it every month. But, you know, with Scentsy, the biggest thing that defines a leader is you have to continue to fill your cup. Showing up for these calls. You know, I didn't have to be on this call, and I don't have to be on the one Chloe's going to do tomorrow night, but I'm going to be because my cup needs to stay full. And I even told Amber this today, like our cups are valuable. What we put in our cups matters. Content matters, training matters. I remember when I wanted to become a director, which it only took me 3 months for my mindset to switch from being certified to wanting to build a team to obtaining director. And 3 months because I was passionate. I set a goal. I looked forward and I made a plan. But I remember I constantly asked people who were consistently at a title or a goal that I wanted to obtain how they got there. I did not play the comparison game. I played the Felicia is a sponge, and I'm willing to learn from anyone willing to teach me. And that is what we are so blessed with Scentsy, is we're constantly surrounded by leaders who want to pour into you, who want to fill your cup, and they just need you to become a sponge. I promise you, even at SSD, and Amber can vouch, we're still sponges and we're still learning. So be a sponge. I do remember asking them, like, hey, you're a director and I really want to become a director. What do your numbers look like? What is your team? Like, how many people do you have? What is your PRV consistently? How many are you sponsoring a month? These were all things that I could learn. These are all things that I saw someone else doing and knew that there was no glass ceiling saying Felicia Rhodes couldn't do it. There was just opportunity for me to learn and say that I'm going to put it on my goal sheet and I'm going to work towards it. And guys, like, I feel like I'm talking too fast or talking too much. Let me know. Something that I really like to teach my girls is a couple rules. So one of my rule is a team of 50, and that sounds kind of scary, right? I'm not saying that you have to sponsor 50 people. What I'm saying is within you, your front line, and your down line, from what I've seen, it takes about 50 people on your team to be consistently paid at title. Not saying you earn your title, because I earned director, I think, with 19 people. I'm not saying that 50 is what's going to get you to director. I'm saying that if you want to consistently grow and to consistently build your paycheck and consistently see a huge impact, you need to be working towards 50. Don't say, oh, I got one recruit, and then not make a plan for next month. Say, great, now I just need 49 more people. We have to keep moving forward. You have to keep building these goals and pushing yourself. Keep an eye on the prize, okay? What I love to do with my leads and stars who are actively growing and hungry, right? And I think everybody who's on here, you're actively wanting to grow and you're super, super hungry. Let's just say that you're paid a title as Superstar Consultant. Did you know that this month, if you guys were consistently paid at Superstar Consultant, and let's just say you were a team of 15, do you know that out of the 15 of you guys, if you sponsored 5 to 6 more people and coached them to certified, you would be paid at title for director? That's only 5 people standing in your way. I really love to break this down because there's too many times that I see people consistently paid at title for too long because you guys aren't asking people to join your team. 5 people could stand in the way between you getting paid at title at Superstar Consultant and director. But you guys aren't coaching your teams and you're not consistently pushing yourself and asking enough questions and asking enough people if they want to join your team. Because if you break that down, asking and getting 5 people to certify, that's not a scary goal. You can do that. That is completely something that you can aim for and say, you know what, guys, out of my 15 people, here's a challenge. All I want is all of us to aim to coach and recruit 5 people out of all 15 of us to certified consultant this month. Can we do it? And you would instantly be a director. Guys, it's all about the numbers, right? We look at 10,000 and we're like, oh my God, I can't do that. But if you look at 5 certified consultants, is it as scary? Heck no, it's not as scary. We have to stop scaring ourselves. We have to stop looking at things like we're not going to be able to do it. We just have to break it down into bite-sized pieces that helps us get to where we want to go. You know, if I was looking at my numbers right now as a star director, which all I need is 30,000 GWV, if I was looking at those numbers and saying, oh my God, now I need 80,000, are you kidding me? That's pretty intimidating. But it's not, because I'm constantly growing. I'm asking people, I'm coaching leaders, right? Amber even talked about, are you digging into your downline? Are you identifying leaders? The people that I've asked to be on this call tonight who showed up, they're hungry. They're lead and star consultants, and they are hungry. And I promise you, that hunger is going to fuel them. The relationships that we're building is going to keep them hungry, and it's going to keep them moving forward. And I'm not some special person. Amber, she's very, very special, and I love her to death, and I'm so obsessed. So she's an exception. But most of us, you know, we're not like these special people. We're not movie stars, and we're not, you know, this and that. But we have gifts. Are you identifying your gift? What is your gift that you can keep giving? Is it leading someone? Is it your why? Because my why makes me hungry enough to say, if that lead consultant doesn't want to hear from me, I'm going to move on to the next one who does. And I'm going to fuel them because my why matters. Their no means nothing compared to my why. Their inconsistency, their lack of motivation, their negativity, their that doesn't matter compared to my why. My why is what's going to get me to Superstar Director. And I promise you, as Superstar Director, Felicia Rose will not be done. There's plenty more for me to do. And I also tell my girls that it's all about your mindset. I'm already a Superstar Director. My paycheck just hasn't caught up yet. Does that make sense? My title is what I want it to be. It's what I see myself becoming. And I'm going to be the best star director who acts like a superstar director until I get that title caught up. That paycheck will eventually catch up to all of us. As long as our why and we are consistent, I promise you, it's going to catch up. I know a lot of us say, you know, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. Y'all, even when it's not about the money and you get that paycheck, it's still about that money. Ain't none of you guys ignoring those paychecks hitting on the 9th or 10th. None of us are like, oh, you know, it'll just sit there. And if you are, you know, you can direct deposit to my account if you ain't looking at your paycheck. The money matters. Bills got to get paid. Kids are hungry. I mean, it matters. And Rob and I have a goal by 30, and I'm 28 years old, that we're going to have a house built on this property. And it's probably going to happen within the next 6 months. But that is my goal. 30 years old, I want to build my dream home, and I want to raise my daughters on this farm. And we did it completely backwards, and that's okay. I wanted to make sure that the life I envisioned on the farm came before being house broke. And many people don't understand how I'm raising 3 children in a fifth wheel camper on our farm. But guess what? They don't spend very much time in that fifth wheel camper. They're playing with the pigs and riding horses and chasing goats and collecting eggs. And they're living this life that I envisioned, that I would not be able to provide for them if my why wasn't so rooted. My husband's a state trooper. We're not making bank. We're not millionaires. We're not moving up in life. Like, we have a base pay, and we know that's what we're going to have for the rest of our lives. What changes is my mindset and how I wake up in the morning. If I wake up in the morning and I say that Felicia Rose just doesn't want to do anything, and I'm going to binge watch Netflix, and I'm going to ignore phone calls, is that house going to build itself? No. But if I wake up and say, I'm going to feed these leaders, I'm going to identify these leaders. Another thing that I love to do is called soft touches, right? All of us are worried about stepping on toes with downline consultants. If they're not our front line, you know, we don't want to step on toes. One of my favorite things is soft touches. Soft touches means I'm running reports. I'm double clicking, like Amber said. I'm checking PRV. It doesn't matter who's in my group. If they have the highest PRV, they're getting a voice text from me. And I'm not coaching them. I'm not leading them. I call myself the biggest cheerleader because people want to be seen. They want to be celebrated. They want to be heard. And I will literally voice text them and just say, you know, hey, it's Flea, and I just saw that you're top PRV out of our entire group. I love that you and your sponsor have such a great relationship. Keep up the great work. I'm cheering you all the way to director, and I'm so proud of you. That's a soft touch. They know I see them. I'm not just a name on their workstation. And as a lead consultant, a star consultant, a superstar consultant, start learning these behaviors now so that you don't go through those growing pains. Find systems that work for you. I have written here, I have system failures. And the best failure means you're just that much closer to the successful system that you're looking for. I have gone through, and I am a strange person. I know myself up and down better than anything. I love my weaknesses. I embrace them because it tells me I have room to grow. But I have gone through so many. Chastity, you guys all know Chastity. She went through a system with her, what was it called? A happy planner? Y'all, I about had a heart attack. Everyone's posting these happy planners. Everyone, look at Amber got one. Everyone's posting these files, and my printer was burning. I knew I shouldn't have done it. I hopped on the bandwagon. Y'all, I quickly said, nope, that's not for me. That's not for me. I just knew I couldn't do it. A failed system does not mean you just stop looking for a system. I have done every system just to see if it's going to work for me. I've done a dry erase board system. I have done my planner digitally. Identify these systems now. Because when you do have a team of 250, of 5,000 like Chloe, you're set in stone. Create positive and good habits now, like voice texting your downline and just cheering for them. You don't have to be their director. You just have to be their leader. You have to be somebody worth watching and learning from so that when they're a sponge, you're giving them quality to soak in. My favorite lesson to learn with Scentsy are the things that I don't want to implement, because that just means I'm one step closer to finding exactly what my culture and what my systems are going to be. We don't have to be cookie cutter consultants. That is why we're all independent. We're all supposed to be unique. We're all supposed to have our own brand. We're all supposed to embrace what makes us different. Don't be ashamed of what makes you different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might go lay with pigs all day long and take a million selfies. Pretty sure there's no other consultant that's doing that right now. But if you are, message me because I think we'd be great friends. But I do, like, I literally go lay down with my pigs and I take selfies and they're in my stories. And people know Felicia Rhodes, not just because I'm a farmer, not just because my hair's purple, not just because I'm always in crazy colors covered in mud, but because I'm authentically myself. It's okay to do that. It's okay to not hop on bandwagons. But you know what? It is okay to hop on bandwagons. Do you. Identify yourself. Because I promise you, people aren't going to buy from you and they're not going to join from you because you're like everybody else. Something about you stands out. Something about you is going to be why they want to join. And then, I know I've gone way too far, Amber. I am so sorry. My last thing, and it probably won't be my last thing, but I'm just going to say that because it sounds good. I tell my people all the time, especially the ones who are struggling with recruiting, right? I know we're all taught the 222, right? 2,000, 2 recruits, and all the things, right? I plant a lot of seeds, and I even use that in marketing. I feel more productive if I've planted 5 seeds than I've gained a recruit. Why? Because that means that I'm doing it the right way. I'm not gaining so many new sponsors that I can't coach them authentically and correctly. I would much rather have 1 good recruit a month than 5 and 4 of them not hit shooting star, not hit certified, and just fall off. it's okay. If you're one of those people who can sponsor 5 people and do that, remember, do you. Like, that is amazing. I'm not saying my way or Amber's way or Chloe's way or Chastity's way is the perfect way. What I'm saying is we're all here because we're all doing it differently, but we're all still doing something. I have seed paper and little flowers, and I have a QR code with my face on it, and I just, like, that is how I send my join packets. It's seed paper with how to plant it and watch it grow, and I tell them that this could be their business. And that's just something that I do. We grow a huge garden here at the farm. Like, my kids are constantly eating dirt or plants, and it's just how I market myself. And one thing that I love to tell my people who are struggling with sponsoring is there is someone out there who is desperately waiting to hear about the blessing you have to offer. It is arrows out 100% all the time. 100% all the time. It is about how the blessing that I no longer feel like I'm going to die alone, that is something I want to pass on to somebody else. It is not, I want superstar directors, so I need 5 more recruits. Nope. It is about how am I going to bless their lives? It is about planting those seeds. It is about authentically knowing them. It is about identifying their why, maybe before they have. And that's okay. Sponsoring is so important. There is somebody out there waiting for the blessing that you have to offer. And if you have to go through 20 no's that sting like 20 bee stings to get to that one yes, honey, buckle up and take it. Because I promise you, when you get to that yes and you see the emotion that they actually feel because they needed the blessing you had to offer, those no's won't sting so bad anymore. And you'll be looking forward to the next no. I love a no, because I even put them down as a maybe. Like, there is real no. Like, we're going to get back to you. It's never a no. It's just not yet. And don't limit the amount of blessings you're offering to people because you're scared. I know Amber says it all the time, do it scared, because that person's worth it. That person's why, that person that needs you, that person that needs Scentsy, that person that needs our culture, they're worth not stopping. They're worth you pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and asking. And I know this is super passionate, you guys. Like, I really hope I didn't overdo anything tonight. But when I tell my people that, sponsor because they are waiting for the blessing you have to offer, that completely changes everything, doesn't it? Not sponsor so you can get star, not sponsor so that this, not like, yes, all of that's important. But are you blessing these people? Even if it's saying like they want to join so that they get paid back off of what they're spending, that's a blessing to somebody. Maybe they spend it too much. So don't limit the conversations you're having. Don't predetermine whether someone needs it or not. And don't give up on them when they tell you no, because it took me 3 years to say yes. And I kick myself for it. It's okay if your journey's slower than everybody else's. And it's okay if your journey's faster than everybody else's. My last thing, which, I said that last time, is the comparison game. Right? Where is it? I'm gonna find it. So the comparison game, and I hate comparison, because it just doesn't make sense. You're trying to put a flea-sized cookie in an amber-shaped hole. Comparison doesn't work, right? Amber's strengths, they sharpen me, they teach me, they inspire me. I can't ask Amber to go dye her hair purple and to go lay in the mud with pigs. That just doesn't make sense. Now, I'm pretty sure if she came to visit me, I'd make her do it, but it's not a long-term thing. She's not laying with pigs. I said here, and I'm going to read this. It said, what do you need in your business to gain confidence? Is it systems? Is it higher PRV? Building a team? There's so many trainings and content out there for all of these topics. The only thing stopping you from gaining the confidence you desire and trash the comparison habits you've gained is you. That's the only thing that's stopping you from becoming what you want to be, is you're coming up to a speed bump and you're interpreting it as a stop sign. Don't compare yourself. Ask yourself how they can teach you, how they can inspire you, and what you can learn. If you see someone's consistently being paid at title and you're not, ask them what they're doing to consistently be paid at title so that you can fill the gap. Talk to people. Ask people. I say this all the time. When I was a director, I was the squeaky wheel, y'all. Like, you're going to hear from me and you're going to answer me and you're not going to ignore me because I need to grow and I want to learn. So that is what I have to share tonight. Thank you guys so much for letting me talk. I hope somebody gained something from it. And Amber, I truly, truly love you. You are so inspiring. So thank you so much for letting me speak tonight.
I love you. Thank you so much. Y'all, if you do not yet know Felicia Rhodes personally, I can promise you that she's this exact same way in person, but like she's like really miniature. So when she said a flea-sized cookie,
I'm 4'11", like literally 4'11", and I lie to my doctor and I tell them that I'm 5 foot.
And her husband's just as great too. So I'm really excited for you guys to learn from her and grab some golden nuggets. There was a lot of things that you said, Flea, that were amazing. It's truly one of the most special things about Scentsy is the relationships that you gain through it. And I would never know Felicia and many other leaders if it was not for Scentsy. For real though, thank you so much. Very inspiring, Felicia, as always. And y'all, I have never been to her farm, but I'm not against taking selfies with pigs, and I can get dirty, okay? And actually, Flea, my hair was not as purple as yours, but I used to have a purple tint to some really dark hair. So maybe when I'm done teaching, I can mess with the fun color hair again. We shall see. Okay, so I don't want to like talk about a lot more, but I just have a little bit to chat about setting goals that I feel like is really important for you guys. I know it's really hard after listening to her, because she's just freaking amazing. So here we go. All right, setting goals. Okay, so this is something that I have to do as a special education teacher. It's something that I went to college for, and my students have individualized goals, okay? They are measurable, individualized goals, okay? When you are coming up with a goal for yourself, there are certain things that you need to remember when you're making that goal, okay? One, you are 42% more likely to achieve a goal if you write it down. 42% more likely, okay? I don't care if you write it on a sticky note. Y'all know that I love me some sticky notes. This is like, if it's not here and if it's not in my notes in my phone or a reminder, I'm not remembering it, okay? Write it down. I have uploaded this. Oh, sorry, I'm not spotlighted. Sorry, I forgot. Thank you for saying that. Okay. I have uploaded this in Defeat the Faith. I have also done a drive for you guys that this is in here. This is a goals for the month sheet. Okay. This is something that I personally put tape on and I stick it to my wall. Okay. It's very important to write these things down. You need to know what your goals are for the month, okay? There's very important things, okay? So you have this really big dream and this really big goal, but how are you breaking it down into very small chunks to help you achieve that, okay? I'm gonna talk some education language real quick. When we have a student, they have, in special education, they have an individualized education plan, okay? We have their present levels of, and the data supporting where they are right now. Where do we want to see them a year from now? Okay, just stick with me real quick. I promise you this will come into play, okay? Where do we want to see them a year from now? Okay, so if they're currently on a first grade reading level, I want them to be at mid-second grade by the time we meet next year, okay? But there's a lot of little tiny goals that we have to accomplish to get to that big goal, okay? You have to break it down into chunks. So you could look a year from now. Where do you want to be October 2021? Well, if you're not keeping track and you're not breaking it down into small, tiny goals each month to help you get towards that, your dream is going to look really scary and hard. Okay, first of all, let me backtrack. Your dreams should be scary. If they're not scaring you, they're not big enough, okay? But you need to take it and you need to break it into little teeny tiny pieces monthly to help you get there, okay? I know a goal that Felicia has. She wants to build her frontline. I'm the exact same way, and she wants to build her group size. Okay, you guys, frontline, key. You need to be building your frontline consistently, and you need to be teaching your girls or your men to build their frontline as well. Okay, it's a trickle effect. You got to make sure you're teaching everybody. But if you're not writing them down, you don't know what you're doing. I ask you guys every single month, and I know Felicia does too because I'm on her team page. What are your goals for the month? What are they? We're not asking you just because we want you guys to like type them in, you know, into Facebook world. That's not why we're asking you. We want you to identify what those goals are, because then at the end of the month, guess what? You can look back and see what your goals were for yourself that month. Did you reach those goals? Okay? When we're asking you to do those things, there's a reason behind it. I promise you, there is not something that I post or Felicia posts or any other leader that is not for a reason, okay? We are doing it on purpose, and we're doing it beside you. I wouldn't be doing a training like this for you guys if I did not want to teach you guys how to climb up the ladder and to be successful in this business. I don't have all of the answers. No. I don't know. Truth be told, I don't know how to be a Superstore director. Truth be told, no clue. Never thought I'd get here. But guess what? I'm going to be a sponge, like Felicia said. I'm going to be on all the trainings. You can bet that right now. I'm getting married in 11 days. If you don't have, or if you think you have excuses, let's talk about the excuses that I have right now. There's lots of things that I could do other than pouring into you guys, other than feeding myself, other than filling my cup up like Felicia said. But I know what my dreams are, and they are going to happen, but I have to show up for myself. So this goals for the month sheet, it identifies what you want your PRV to be. I told you guys last night on the team meeting, if you weren't on there or you're on Felicia's team, you need to be shooting for 2,000 PRV a month. I know that sounds scary. Break it down into small chunks. 500 a week. That's a lot more attainable than saying 2,000. Because when you do that, that means you're partying. That means you're opening your mouth. That means you're building relationships, and you have new people, okay? I said last night too, I am consistently recruiting my customers. It's just a thing. I ask everybody to join my team because I think it could bless everybody's life. Planting the seeds all the time, okay? That means I have to keep, expanding my customer base. I have to keep partying, okay? Sponsoring on here, coaching, TWV, GWV, promotions, self-care, okay? It all falls under the 3 legs of success. So, setting a goal, where did I put this? Okay, so you need to be focused on SMART goals, okay? There's an acronym for this. SMART, S-M-A-R-T. So specific, measurable, meaning, yes, Maggie, all the teacher things. This is literally what I learned in college, how to write goals. So specific, measurable, attainable. Y'all, if you're a lead consultant right now and you're saying that next year you're going to be a superstar director, that's probably not the most attainable thing. Okay, we got to take it a step back. Okay, make it reasonable and attainable. Relevant, so R is relevant, and time-based. Okay, so an example of this is one of my goals. I will make $10,000 a month consistently by June 2021. Okay, that's a goal that I have for myself. It's a very scary goal, but guess what? I can see all of the things. It is very specific. It is measurable. It is attainable. It's relevant, and it's time-based. I have given myself a time of when I'm going to consistently do that. Why am I doing that? Because I know what my dreams are, and that's where I need to be for my dreams to start taking place. Okay? Nothing that you should be doing is by chance, or maybe it'll happen. Okay, you gotta do the SMART goals. You have to put yourself there. You have to envision yourself there. Like Felicia said, she doesn't have the title yet on Workstation of Superstar Director, but she's there. She's there because she's already placed herself there. She knows that's going to happen. She's focused on being the best star director right now, and that promotion is going to happen. Okay? I don't care. Lead, star, superstar consultant. Guys, you have to focus on being the best of where you're at, but you have to know where you're going. What's going to help you get there? What PRV do you need to have consistently? How many people do you need to have on your team? How many people have to be active? All of the things, you need to know that. Okay? So a couple of other things. 2 more tidbits and then I am done. So have blinders on and stay in your lane. Okay? Drive to director. I want you guys to think about, and I heard this from Katie Lassiter the other day. It was a beautiful analogy. Picture yourself driving on a road. Okay? And you're over here focused on Deb beside you, talking on her phone and screaming at whoever it might be. You're trying to figure it out, okay? If you're driving and you're more focused on what she's doing over there screaming at somebody on her phone, guess what you're going to do? You're not going to stay in your lane. You're going to swerve over towards Deb. Then you're probably going to get in a wreck. Then it's going to become a very big deal. It's no longer, like Felicia said, a speed bump. You're dead stop catastrophe. Stay in your lane and put blinders on. It's very hard to play the comparison game. It's very hard to wonder why things are working out for somebody else. But guess what? You don't know what's going on with them in their journey. You don't know what they're doing behind the highlight reel. Let's be serious. You have no clue how hard they are working their business. To be completely honest with you, there are no other directors except for Whitney Hebel that know that Felicia and I are on this Drive to Director call right now. What are we doing? What are you doing to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success? How are you pouring into your cup? How are you making those dreams happen? You got to have blinders on. Are you focused on this dream board? Is it visible? Do you have this in your view? Are you so focused that it doesn't matter what's going on over here and it doesn't matter what's going on over here? Because life happens. Are you focused? Okay. Another thing that I want to say, That's very important. If you do not have an accountability partner, you desperately need to link up with somebody. Desperately. I have Chloe. She's my sponsor. She just so happens to be my sponsor, my best friend. I've looked up to her for years. Okay. But I also have Felicia, and I also have Whitney. You need people. They don't have to be your sponsor. They don't even have to be on your same team. Felicia, Whitney, and I have nothing to do with anybody's lineage. Nothing to do with it. And I think that's the most beautiful thing, is that we have genuinely created a relationship and we have gravitated towards each other, that we have a group text and we text outside of it. We voice text, we FaceTime, we do things like this. It's very important, because when I'm sitting here like, Felicia, I cannot handle anymore today. She's saying, guess what? You need your cup filled. You are just as important as everybody else around you. You need to get your cup filled up. You are important. You are loved. You're amazing. Okay. You need somebody in your life that's going to do that for you. Trust, especially in this business. Okay. So if you don't already have an accountability partner, try to find one. You guys are all on Anchored in Leaders. You guys are on Leaders in Feet to Faith. Find yourself an accountability partner. It's very important. Very, very important. This business is not easy. Nobody ever said it was going to be. But there's beautiful things that come out of something that's not easy. Trust and believe that, and you can do anything you set your mind to. Okay? Don't let your dreams be dreams. Do it scared, because I'm going to say that forever and for always. You're worth it. Your dreams are worth it. Push all the naysayers aside, and guess what they're going to be doing? And I say this to you guys a lot too. People that do not listen to you or take you seriously are waiting for two things: to see you fail, or to see that you never gave up and that you're being successful with it. Okay? That's just the human nature. People are going to watch on the sidelines, and they're going to watch to see if, do you have your blinders on? Are you going to get distracted by them? Or are you going to keep rising? Okay? I'm very motivated by that. That's just who I am as a person. Prove them all wrong. You guys got this. So with all that being said, your homework, teacher and me, I want you guys to create a dream board. I'm going to do the same thing as you guys. Okay? Mine needs to be updated. I don't care what you put on yours. It's your dream board. Whatever your dreams are, something that you can look at every single day that says, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I am very motivated by quotes. Very motivated by quotes. I have always been that way. Put quotes on there. I don't know. Put an amount of paycheck on there. I don't know whatever motivates you. It's your journey. That's what makes it beautiful. Put it on a sheet of paper. Okay. And what I want for you guys to do, I know it's scary. Do it scared. I want you to upload that into the Feet to Faith Drive to Director. Felicia's girls, you are more than welcome to hang out the remainder of the month. I'm so thankful that you guys were able to hop on. I'm so thankful that all of you guys, Feet to Faith, showed up for yourself. You're worth it. I don't know if I can say that enough. But that is all I have for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.